Want to keep track of phone calls too? Hello. Can you hear me? Keep over. Oh. We're live
Okay.
now? Ah, sweet. Did you play we have the Game of Thrones music on? Do you have that? Yeah, that would be the next one. Only 15 seconds so we don't get sued.
Okay. I like looking at the screen out there.
I know.
How's my hair look?
Facebook world. Good, good. If you can't find it, Gene, don't worry about it. Just... All right, I sent you a bunch of pictures too. Keep talking?
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Well, we're at May 7th, 2019. We normally cover Trump and his nonsense. That's the wrong song. But tonight we're going to do Game of Thrones. We are on the last episode. Well, last season.
Let's just first go back and describe how we got into Game of Thrones.
All right. Well, when I first started dating you,
Yes.
you'd be like, I have to go home and watch Game of Thrones.
Well,
Like, come
no,
on.
it wasn't. You would call.
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
And my son would be in my office laying on the couch,
Right.
and we're right in the middle of Game of Thrones.
Oh, wait, here it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Game of Thrones. The opening,
The new opening's awesome.
yeah. And there's all those cogs in there. I know you love those.
Yeah. All right, Gene, you can cut that. Sweet. I gave you some pictures too, Gene. If you want to put them up there as well.
Okay, he's got the pictures.
All right.
Yeah, so you
our
would
engineer
call-
is old, so we have to.
When you would call, and Paulie was laying on the couch,
Right.
and we were right in the middle
Of
of Game of Thrones. Like, so you would call, and Paulie would automatically go, "What the?" I said, "Just hold on a minute," and I answer the phone, and I'd say, "I got to call you back." We're right in the middle of Game of Thrones.
Right.
And what would you say?
I said, "Come on, Game of Thrones. Come on. Why are you watching this medieval crap?"
You didn't even know what it was. You're like, "I don't like games. Never got into it. Don't want
No,
to watch it."
I knew what it was about. I was just never into it.
You're like, "I'm never going to. I couldn't get into that show." I
Well,
said,
when
"Well, did you ever even watch an episode?"
No, when I was
And
married,
you were
I
like-
didn't have HBO back at the house. So no.
Right, but this is many years later.
Yeah, and I never
So,
caught on. I'm like, no.
Right, you're like, I didn't catch on. I'm not going to catch on now. So I said to you, why don't you just watch one episode?
This was last January, right?
It was 2 Januaries ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not this past January, last January. So
Yeah, so I
On
said,
New
just
Year's.
watch
yeah,
one episode
Right.
and see how it grabs you.
right. And after 2, I'm like, holy shit.
No, after one.
After no.
It was
took me
one.
to-
You watch one, and then you're like, I'm going to watch another one. I said, all right.
and then
I
watch
hear
another
you.
one.
Then you watch another one, and then you're binge watching like crazy.
Yeah.
Because
And
you were
then-
off, you're between jobs,
Right.
you were off,
Right. Right.
and then you became like a super fan.
Yeah, totally. And I had a real issue with with little people, with midgets, but
But what did I say? I said, I
Yeah.
understand you have issues with little people.
I did. I don't
right?
anymore. But
and I
did.
said, but Tyrion will become your favorite character.
Peter Dinklage is by far,
Everything about him is amazing.
he's awesome. He's
Yeah.
definitely awesome.
Yeah, he's awesome.
He just has. He's such a versatile actor. Back in the 90s, I saw that he had a punk rock band.
I know.
I forgot the name, and I cannot get the image out of my head of him doing space pants
Yeah.
on Saturday Night Live.
Yes, he's really good. Just so now, so you like binge watch, and then you got up to
The Red Wedding.
the Red Wedding,
Yeah.
and then you said to me,
This is great.
This is
Rob's
great.
getting married.
Rob's getting married. They're gonna have a baby. The whole family's there. So I already knew it was gonna happen.
Right.
So I said, okay, well, why don't you just watch this episode and then call me afterwards? So then I'm waiting for that phone
Yeah,
call.
I called her. I needed therapy.
Yeah,
It
you
was
call
bad.
and you go, oh. And I was like, are you okay?
Like the red wedding was
Do you want
terrible.
to talk about? Do you want me to rub your back?
It was terrible. When the guy showed his armor and like
Yeah.
the whole like.
See, I didn't even get it in that part. You got it before I did.
Yeah, yeah.
I didn't get it until they started stabbing each other.
I got it when the
And I
guy
was
when
just
the
like,
guy stood up.
What the?
f-
And I never, like, Paulie and I never looked ahead on the internet. We never
Right,
Wikipedia'd anything or anything like that because we didn't want anything to get spoiled.
Right.
Yeah.
So okay, now we're in season 8, last season.
The last season. Yeah.
I thought that the coming together of all the remaining characters back to Winterfell, all the reunions that were happening, especially when Bran and Jamie saw each other.
Yeah. Well, everything like the
Everything that came
hound
together.
seeing the girls.
Yes.
You know,
Yeah, yeah.
I think that it's been like I understand there's been people who have had problems. I mean, the Starbucks cup doesn't add to things.
Listen,
Sitting there, there's been
listen.
people have problems with it, but I like seeing all these reunions.
Yeah.
Like I like the scene, and you know, certain people said, "Oh, that one right before the battle." Was a boring episode, and I think it was an
No.
amazing episode of them all sitting around in a circle, and then Brienne gets knighted.
The moment of the night was Brienne getting knighted by Jamie.
I think that was amazing.
It was. That's all she wanted.
Yeah.
And what's his name? Roderick. Who's her?
Oh, you Podrick.
Podrick was like. He's like. This is what you want. This is
Yeah.
what you worked
And then
for.
what about what Tormund said to her? He was like, "I would knight you."
I would knight you 10 times over. Tormund also is one of my favorite characters. I know we started off as a
Yeah.
wildling,
Yeah, yeah.
and I thought when the wall came down that he's dead.
Really, the greatest story was him, sucking on the teat
The teeth.
of the.
That's
of
how he
the-
got. That's how he got his strength.
Right.
By sucking on the teeth of a giant woman because she thought he was a baby. All right, so
so good.
so that happened. The reunion happened. Then the
Right,
the
and-
long night,
The long night. Yeah.
and then the Battle of Winterfell.
Right.
And I think it went. There were people who had a problem with it, but it's Winterfell. It's night. It's dark. It's confusing. It's chaos.
Oh, sure, and that's war too. Like they're not going to turn stage lights on for you to go have a war.
Right.
You know, it's going to be in the dark.
But
They knew they were coming in night. You know,
Right.
what are they going to do? The best they could do was light fires,
Yep.
and that's what you got to see was darkness lit by fire.
But they
That's
still
that's
couldn't see it.
authentic.
What I'm going to do is
I think there was too much. There was a lot of action. That's why we need to watch it again. There was a lot of action that was happening, a lot of stabbings, a lot of blood. Like you couldn't really tell. And then we were talking like, when they flew the dragons over and they breathed the fire down, how do they know who
Right.
was on what side?
We're going to get to that. That was a last-ditch effort to kind of like, didn't matter who they wiped out at that point, but I want to talk about who survived
Yeah. Okay.
Winterfell. So we all the people who survived. I did a little research today. Jon Snow, who is Aegon Targaryen, he's actually Daenerys' nephew. We found out.
Yes, she's the aunt.
And the seven.
That doesn't seem to bother them though.
No, I mean they're family fuckers. That's what they do.
That's what they do,
That's
right?
what they did and what they do. So I don't think it's really a big deal.
Right.
Daenerys is still alive. Cersei Lannister, you are a horrible, horrible woman.
Oh my God.
Tyrion Lannister, Sansa Stark, Arya Stark, Bran Stark, Jaime Lannister, Brienne of Tarth, also one of my heroes. She's just awesome.
Yeah.
Samuel Tarly, Davos, what's his name? Seaworth, the Mountain, Varys, Euron Greyjoy, the Hound, Bronn Tormund, Gendry, Yara Greyjoy, Grey Worm, and Podrick are like the main people that have
yeah.
survived. I think I covered everybody. If I'm not, just write in to the best I could. But I was reading something today. It's a breakdown of the Battle of Winterfell. And it's a military history teacher at Boston College. Now, let's talk about the Dothraki. Okay.
Okay.
You have you have a horde of Dothraki. They're excellent horsemen and fighters, very tough, very
They're
strong.
ruthless fighters.
They're ruthless, and to see them go ahead of that was good for TV, but bad war-wise, tack-wise. Because what they did was they sent out your cavalry ahead of the artillery. I watch a lot of war movies, you know I do. It reminded me of Pickett's charge going across during daylight, going across that open field and all the cannons firing down on them. And you could literally walk across Pickett's field.
Yeah.
Oh, Gilly. Oh, Holly and Baby Sam. All right, thank you, Tina.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, but they
Gilly
should,
and Baby.
yeah, okay. Gilly and Baby Sam.
And new baby.
And new baby.
Yes.
Maybe that's another. No, that's not a White Walker. I'm just kidding.
There's no White Walker.
So they
it's
sent
not her
out the
father's baby this
I
time.
know they sent out they sent out the Dothraki, which was a huge mistake because this guy he's a history scholar at
So
Boston
would
College.
is he saying he would have sent the Unsullied first?
No, you do the artillery strike first, and you kill your enemy out there. But they use these rocks and they light them on fire,
yeah.
and that would have lit up the entire battlefield. You know,
Okay.
you take out use your artillery first. And what they did was they sent the Dothraki out and they launched their artillery at the same time. So by the time they got there, those rocks were hitting the Dothraki as well.
I know.
Makes sense. You want to soften up your target. You know.
But here's the thing: these White Walkers are fast. I mean, you know,
Very fast.
I'm used to like
right.
watching Walking Dead, where they drag their leg. It's kind of easy to run away from them in Walking Dead.
Right.
Like these White Walkers
We're super
are
fast.
super fast. So if you're just hitting them with artillery, they're rushing
They're
at you.
rushing in, but you
So
don't.
if you
You
don't-
want to send your cavalry in, like on the side, you know, and get them from behind. But the horde was so gigantic,
I think that I would have built several perimeters of fire
right? And that's
instead of just one.
yeah.
Like, it was pretty.
They should have put the artillery behind the castle to give the Dothraki more room to run out.
Yeah, they could have done that. But yeah, I would have brought several ring of fires. And I think, here's my theory too. Remember how like the lake that was frozen and they were in the middle of the
Yes,
lake?
yeah.
And like they couldn't go because they kept falling through the ice?
Right.
I think that's how they learned to pile on their dead bodies on top of each other and keep on walking like that.
Right,
Like
when
they
they-
did
when
with the
they did that.
fire.
See, here's
Like they
the
fell
thing-
into the fire, and then they were able to walk over top of themselves.
But they put the Unsullied in front of the trenches in the fire. Remember, they put them in front, and then they had that bottleneck of getting through.
Yeah.
It's a good defensive move. This guy was saying the same thing. It's good. It was a great defensive move because then your enemies will come through and you can pick them off one at a time.
Yeah.
They did this.
Yeah, but they went through the fire. That was the problem.
Right. But they should have been behind it and then defended from there. So that's what he was
And the
saying.
witch's name is Melisandre, right?
Melisandre, right? Right, Tina? You can.
Yeah.
The Red Witch.
I mean,
the red,
that's some
whatever she
that's
was.
some serious power.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean, it looked really cool, but then when I'm like, holy
Now,
shit.
do you think she was kind of like a what's that famous story about the guy who couldn't look at himself in the mirror?
Medusa?
No. It's like a Frankenstein story. He's part of Dorian Gray. So Dorian Gray was a very handsome man. He was part of like
Oh, he couldn't
Mina
look at himself in the mirror.
Harker
He
and
would
all
tur-
that.
he would turn
right.
old.
So he couldn't. He had to
Yeah.
like. Oh no, it was not a mirror. It was his own portrait, and so he had to keep it wrapped because if it was ever unwrapped, he would turn into an old man.
Okay.
And that's what it reminds me of her. Like she had to keep that necklace on.
Right.
She had to keep that necklace on to maintain her beauty.
And
The
then
minute she took it off, she turned to dust.
once the White Walkers were they couldn't get through before they laid down. That would have been the perfect time to do an airstrike from above using the dragons and just sweep along that whole line. Just keep going back and forth.
Yeah.
They were stuck there for, 4 or 5 minutes before they started laying down.
Right.
That would have been the perfect time to swoop in.
Yeah. Why weren't they doing that?
Bran's story really bothers me for multiple reasons.
Yeah.
They could have used him as sort of like a radar. I don't know what he was doing. The Night King knew where to find him.
Well, yeah, because he's got those marks on his arm.
They could have protected him. He flew, and then like the crows were facing him face to face, and he reached out for him. But if he has the marks, like the whole thing was stupid. I'm sorry if I'm like, but the whole thing with Bran is fucking dumb.
It is, and
his storyline drives me crazy.
Yeah.
He's of no use. If he knows all this stuff, tell them what's going to happen. If he
Why
can
isn't
see
someone
it-
asking him for information?
Right. Why aren't they beating his ass
I
by
know.
now?
I would have been beating his ass.
He's
Been
sitting
like,
there-
you know what? You need to tell me what the hell is going on here.
He's sitting
Who
there
is the Night
right.
King? Why is he like this? What do we need to do to beat him?
Right.
You know, what
But I
you have all this knowledge. Why are you not sharing it with us? Your ex-family.
Your
Because
ex-
you're not really Bran anymore.
He's
but
kind of like a melancholy beetle now. Like he just
Yeah.
kind of sits there and he's
Yeah.
kind of like pondering life and, I'll be back. Where are you going now?
Did
Like,
you notice too, like after Theon gets killed, and everybody's defending him.
There is no more to his story, Tina said.
Was that?
With Bran, there's no more to his story. I think he's going to be like just. You won't see him anymore. Is that true, Tina? You're thinking you won't see him anymore?
Well, I think Tina's right.
You think so?
Yeah, I do.
Do you think Samwell's gone now? Like they said their goodbyes.
I think
Tremonda's
Samwell's gone. Samwell's gone with the new baby.
Tremond.
He has a happy ending. Samwell. He's going to go to that castle because he doesn't have his father there anymore to make fun of his weight.
And his brother.
His brother was actually a good person, I think.
Did he
but-
ever get the sword back from what was the new?
no.
No, he didn't get that back. That would have been something if he got
Oh, wait
the
a
sword
minute.
back after.
I don't know if he got it back. He might have got it back. Why would they burn him up with it? They wouldn't.
Right,
So he
right.
probably has that sword.
Oh, she said there is more. Oh, there is more to a story.
To Bran's story?
To Bran's story? That's what she's saying. There is more. Okay.
Okay.
Tina's like part of the show tonight. I'm actually watching my phone.
She can always call in,
You can always call in. I know you don't like doing podcasts or hearing your voice on the radio, but you can always call in. You're more than welcome.
Yeah. But yeah, so Bran's story annoyed me too.
Annoyed the death out of me.
Mm-hmm.
Just that whole storyline.
You had to have it though. I mean,
you had to have it.
because the Night King is gunning for him.
But he's done. The Night King is done, right, Tina? Are we correct here?
Yeah,
The
I
Night
think
King
we're
is
correct
done?
now.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's talk about.
But did they? This is why I wish Tina would call in, because the children of the forest, right? Did they create the Night King?
I think they did, didn't they?
Well, why would they do that? Because the children of the forest were the original settlers, right?
See, I didn't read the book, so I don't know any of this backstory to it.
I know.
Paulie would be great to call in, but he's probably not listening.
No, he's not.
Uh,
No.
can you see our comments? There's more to a story. Oh, what are you comment? Okay, hold on. She's commenting on. Keep
Okay.
talking.
Yeah. So, right. So the children of the forest created the Night King, or created. I guess he was the first one created. But why was he created?
I don't know. I
I
never
don't know
read the
either.
books.
I'm
I
gonna
don't
have
know.
to put. I'm gonna have to put Audible on your phone and.
Oh, she said, what's the number? Oh, here we go. We're going to get some education from Tina.
Okay.
Tina, 609-807-2492.
Oh, we should put the number on the screen up
Yeah,
there.
Gene, put the number on the screen.
Gene.
609-807-2492. Tina, feel free to call in. Give us
807 2492. Oh, he's doing it. Look.
He's doing it right now.
Okay.
That's service
That's
right
my
there.
bad. I should have done
That's
that.
service.
That's right.
So you want to talk about Cersei fucking outside of family? Now she's taking now she's with
Well,
Euron
yeah, so-
Greyjoy.
And he's not royalty. I mean,
Isn't he? He's a great Joe. They had
yeah, but I mean,
Well,
he's disgusting too.
he is.
Then again, she did fuck Robert Baratheon.
Right,
And he's disgusting.
right. Well,
he was.
did he? Did
Well, she might not have, but she had to walk around with him and be his wife, and he was foul.
Well, he brought in the Golden Company.
Yeah.
Hey, Tina.
Hi.
Hey.
Hi.
I
Hey.
think there's a lag.
All right, so educate us a little bit because we never read the books.
Oh yeah. Turn your
Turn your
computer down.
your computer down.
We might have a little bit of a delay.
Okay. I think it's better now. I just turned the sound off.
Okay.
Okay,
All
you
right.
sound good.
Go ahead.
Okay, now I see you guys looking at me.
Hi.
You're not naked, are you? No, I'm just.
No, I'm not.
Okay.
All right. So do you? First of all, do you,
Marty, smack him.
He gets smacked every night for everything he does for the day. I'm like, now it's your daily spanking, David.
and see, I enjoy it, Tina. But anyway, I digress.
I spank
All
him
right.
hard.
Right. So So do you agree, first of all, do you agree with us about Winterfell or that guy who wrote that? Like, do you think the Dothraki were wasted? Do you think it was just for show? Do you think it was their sacrifice?
It did look cool with the whole things fired up.
Yeah.
The little sickles.
So what's your opinion?
I think she used to use. I think they should have used the rocks, the flaming rocks, more first, and then sent them out.
Right. They should have used the artillery more, right? Like those big rocks,
Yeah.
those big flaming rocks. And they held the dragons in
Yeah,
reserve. You guys have,
definitely.
essentially, you have an air force by having 2 dragons.
Yeah.
And they held them in reserve. I just would have been like down that whole line, just send the dragons down the whole thing and light that whole forest up on fire.
Remember the one scene of how he the Night King blew the air and it made it the weather change and
Yeah,
it
yeah.
hurt the dragon.
What's your
Yeah.
what's
And
your
so he has that weather control.
what's your take of what we just said? Because we don't know a lot of the back history. We never read the books.
So, from what I understand, the children of the tree, whatever they're called, they're the ones that created the Night King. They're the ones that created the
but why?
the light.
Why would they do that?
It's hard to explain. Did you see the episode where they were in the cave at Dragonstone?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Where they made that weird
they kind
shape.
of explained it there.
Okay.
Back when I'm getting weird feedback. Hold on. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we
Oh,
can
yeah.
hear you. We can
We hear
hear
you just fine.
We can hear you.
Okay, you
Okay.
sound good.
They created the whites to battle men.
To battle men.
I guess it's hard to explain.
You
You don't hear that feedback?
No, we're getting a little static, but nothing major. We hear you just fine.
Okay.
So now winter's over. Winter has come and gone, right? That part of the story is definitely over.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Was that just a side story?
I mean, that's,
No, because they've been talking about the Long Night forever. I think the Long Night is connected to the Whites. That's just my opinion. I haven't read the books totally, so
Okay.
I'm not exactly sure the whole lore behind the Long Night and Winter.
Okay.
But yeah, I definitely think that Winter is definitely over.
Okay. Now, do you think Aya should have killed him? Do you think that was completely hers?
What?
Because Melisandre, do you think that was hers? Do you think some people were like, oh, it shouldn't have been a girl, it should have been Jon
that's
Snow.
so ridiculous.
I know.
It should
I
have
know,
definitely been
I know.
her the entire time.
Right.
She has been training for this.
Right, the entire time,
Her
sure.
whole life, since she was a little girl, has been spent with a sword in her hand.
And even Melisandre's like, you're going to kill brown eyes, blue eyes, green eyes. You
Yeah.
know? So
I'm convinced that Arya is the prince that was promised.
you think so? You think
Oh
it's-
yeah, I'm almost positive. I mean, because it goes back to the first season when Ned told Robert that our children should marry, and I think that they were. I'm not positive, but I think he might have meant Gendry and Arya because they've been connected since the beginning, pretty much.
Now, what do you think
I
about...
think they'll end up together,
But did
honestly. But I really think that she's the prince that was promised because she killed the Night King. I mean, that
Yeah.
was the whole point of the prince that was promised. He's the one.
Right.
The prince that was promised is the one that is supposed to kill the Night King.
Wow.
So that's where the connection for me is right now.
So who...
Well, Gendry didn't even know that his father was Robert Baratheon, right? But I guess
No.
Robert Baratheon knew about him.
I don't know. It's kind of like open ended. I don't think he really knew.
Yeah.
But they killed all of the boys they killed all the boys back when, Gendry was younger. So
Right.
it's
The
possible that,
Targaryens.
you
Yeah.
know, they knew
All
or
right.
he knew.
Now let me switch gears on you. All right, Circe's coming up now. Circe's a nasty, evil bitch, and she's manipulative, and she's. I don't think she's mad though. I think she's calculating. I don't think she's mad, or I don't think Daenerys is mad either.
I think Daenerys is mad.
You think she's
I
mad?
really do. I think that she's slipping.
Well,
I think that
wait. Hold on one second. Daenerys lost her children too, but we'll get back to that in a second. But so did Cersei. But on who do you think's going to kill Cersei? Is it going to be Arya or Jaime?
I think Jaime. What do you think, Tina?
I think it's Jamie. I think it's Jamie, or Arya is going to end up with Jamie's face, and then she kills him.
Oh
that's
wait,
a good
I
one
heard
right
another
now.
thing today. I heard that Jamie's going down there, and whether like how the Lannisters never do anything directly. I think that she's going to have Brienne of Tarth killed. Jamie's going to find out, and he's going to go into a rage, and he's going to kill Cersei.
In order to
I don't
kill Brienne
know.
of Tarth, like first of all, she's at Winterfell. Secondly,
Something's going to happen. What about that guy? What about Bronn, who has the bow? He left, but he didn't leave Winterfell. He stayed out the entire battle.
that's true, but
But he had that bow.
He's an opportunist, and he's hedging his bet that they're going to prevail.
That they're going to prevail.
Right, so he's not going to do anything to fuck that up.
But I think Jamie's going to. He's going to. Cersei is so far gone. I don't think she would take Jamie back.
And I have to question.
Oh
what
yeah,
he's
I don't
doing.
think so either.
Yeah, I mean, when he left Brienne, he was
She was
saying,
heartbroken.
"Oh my God!" Well, that was her first time.
That was the first
That's
time.
like,
That's the
took her
first time they show you.
virginity.
You see her without armor, like
Yeah.
physical
Oh,
armor.
yeah.
The first time was when they took that bath together. I forgot what episode that was. They took that. They were in that. They were
Yeah.
washing off, and now
Yep.
He took her virginity.
Yep.
She wasn't wearing any armor. She came out just to cover up. So she's physically and emotionally stripped of her armor
Oh yeah,
because she sees the love. But I don't think that Termond would have done that because he really loved her and he was crushed.
oh yeah.
This is like Days of Our Lives.
But she was
Jesus.
not interested in Tornado.
She was not interested
No.
in Termond, but he really,
She was always interested in Jamie.
always interested in Jamie.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think that
That was
Jamie's gonna. I think
devastating.
that Jamie's gonna kill her. I think that Aya and the Hound are on their way down there. So you're gonna have Kliegel Bowl.
But David, I think that he's going to go down there and try to talk sense to Cersei. I really, really do.
You think so?
I think he's going to try to stop it. I don't think he's going to be successful.
And I think
But-
Tina. I think we're also gonna see a big naval battle
Oh yeah.
because don't forget the Greyjoy's sister. What's her name?
Oh yeah.
She's still at the Iron Islands
She's
right now.
Yara or something.
Yara?
Yeah.
And here's something that really, really pissed me off. And we talked about this before. Why would you fly two dragons side by side in broad daylight? And that thing he shot two of those.
Yeah.
One in the neck, one through the heart. If I was her, I would have circled around the back. There's no way he could turn that around.
Well,
And Dracarys, the
I know
whole
there's no
thing.
way to turn the boat around, but did the artillery, did that spin?
It would take time to do it. What are they going to do? Shoot through the mast? You know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
yeah,
I think
yeah,
it only
yeah,
pointed
that's
forward.
true.
You know what I mean, Tina? I think it only pointed
That was
towards
a definite
yeah.
mistake. She should have gone behind the boats and,
and burned the whole thing.
Dracarys them boats right out of the water.
And I also
Or
think,
she-
I also
Or she
think,
could have done it while they were reloading.
right? I also think Tyrion is a Targaryen. Also,
Well, you read that. I don't know
I
if you
read
really
that,
think
but I
it.
also think,
I don't
think,
think
I
he is.
posted that earlier.
I think that Tyrion, the Lannister's father, I think he had sex with a Targaryen.
Uh-huh.
When Tyrion was born, his birth didn't kill the mother. Tyrion did. Not Tyrion, the father.
Yeah.
Killed her.
Tyrion.
Killed the Targaryen and then raised him as his own son.
Can I help you?
See, I don't know. I think he looks like the two of them.
That's my theory on that.
Yeah, he doesn't look like Targaryens
Either does Jon Snow.
because he had the Stark mother. Who was dark.
I don't know.
The other ones seem to all be
So I think
white hair.
Jaime and Cersei are not going to have sex I don't think they're gonna. I don't think it's gonna be a nice moment.
They could always fit sex in.
They always fit sex, and they always have over their sons' graves.
The son was in the coffin.
In the coffin.
He was like laid out, right?
Right.
And they was knocked the
Now,
body
Tina,
down on
what
themselves.
was your most shocking moment from all 8 seasons?
Most shocking?
Yeah, mine was the
when
red
John
wedding.
was stabbed.
Oh.
That killed me. That totally killed me.
Yeah.
Now, have you been watching from the beginning, from 10 years ago?
Yes.
So you had to wait around like the peasants and kind of
Yeah, she couldn't binge it.
you couldn't binge it like I did. I couldn't
Oh,
stop
I binge
watching
it
it.
every chance I get.
I couldn't stop watching
Well,
it.
if you started watching it when it first came out, right?
Yep.
So you had to wait a week between episodes and then a year between seasons.
Oh, the year was awful.
I must have been awful. Now, do you have friends that also watch?
She has a lot of
Oh,
friends.
my
She has
God.
a couple of like
Yes.
Facebook pages and everything.
Well,
yeah.
I know that, but like, do you work like? I can imagine people in office buildings, like it would totally be a water cooler moment, you know, where they come up and say, "Did you see this show last night?
Right.
It's killing me right now."
I had somebody ask me the other day, "Hey, can I watch 5 episodes and catch up?" No.
No. They
That's
need
like-
all of it.
That's like saying, "Can I watch Breaking Bad like 5 episodes and catch up?" No. You're shit out of luck. Can I binge it this weekend? No. What's the point? You have no investment. Even though I got into the story late, I feel I've never thought I would, but I feel very invested in these characters.
Oh yeah, you do.
And
And that's why we were like, going from the episode 2, right? Where they're all like sitting around a circle and you look at them and like, this is the last time they're going to all be around
Yeah.
together alive. We really thought we were going to lose a lot of people. Like the whole week was devastating.
So if you
know,
can
like,
make-
feel like a family member's about to die.
if you can make a prediction, Tina, who do you think's going to die in next episode?
I think Jamie is. And I really don't want to say that out loud because he's my favorite, but I think it's him. And I think Owen is dying.
Who?
Ewan, whatever his name is, the Navy guy. The guy from the Iron Islands.
Oh.
Good. I want him to die.
See, I have a thing
May
about
he
him.
die 1,000 painful deaths.
Hold on. Oh, you're on Greyjoy.
Right.
He sided.
Greyjoy.
He sided with
disgusting.
Cersei to get closer to the crown.
Yeah.
I don't think Jamie's pregnant. To be honest with you, he said he's going to put a prince in that belly.
Jamie would not be pregnant.
No, not Jamie. Not Jamie. Cersei.
What the
He's
hell, David?
irredeemable. Like Theon redeemed himself. Jamie redeemed himself.
Yes.
But Jamie has so much guilt because Cersei was so controlling of him for so long. Like he's almost
Yep.
like he was abused. You know, like,
Yeah.
like
He was abused. He was emotionally abused. She was the older twin,
right.
and she ordered him around his whole life.
Yep.
Yeah.
But here's the thing with Euron. He left the Iron Islands unmanned. Yara Greyjoy can go and kill him if she can get into... She's sided with Daenerys.
Yes.
But I think there's going to be a big naval battle where they're going to meet up, and I think that she's going to kill him. That's what I think is going to happen.
That would be poetic.
That
Yeah,
would be.
definitely, definitely. Yeah.
If Cersei wins, she's going to kill him because she's using him right now for his army.
Yes.
And his navy.
He has no worth to her.
He has no.
He doesn't want this
He has
Iron
no
Islands
worth,
anyway.
right?
She wants the fleet, and that's it.
But I really think that Jamie is going there to talk, like you said, talk to her. But I think that something's going to happen with Brienne. He's going to become so enraged. Like I think he feels, and Lannisters don't have any. What's the word I'm looking for? They're a very cold and calculated family, and they will do anything. Mm-hmm. But they're so like you got Tyrion on Daenerys' side. He's very dedicated to the queen. But Jamie's kind of...
He is for now. But that
For now.
conversation that was with, what's that guy's name? The bald guy.
Oh, Varys?
Varys.
Right. That conversation was very telling.
Yes. And here's the thing, too. When they came back after and they were talking about, yeah, he rides a dragon and, and he's not... they were talking about John. He's in his element, being in the north. Daenerys, from someone being from she's a Targaryen, so she's not from the north. So she became very offended by the fact that they were giving John all the credit for everything. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It's very hard for her to take. And another thing, John never asked to be king.
No.
He was elected. He was picked as king of the north.
And he never said you have to bend the knee.
Right.
She's obsessed with people bending the knee.
Now,
She's like what she said about his sister. So instead of like trying to appeal to Sensei, like on a level like that, she's like, she will bend the knee or else.
right. And here's the
No.
thing, too. I think that John has to choose between the north and his family, his sisters and brother, or the woman that he loves, who's also his aunt.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking maybe John will kill Daenerys.
What do you think, Tina?
Right?
I heard something that Varys might kill John for Dany.
Varys?
I don't know. I don't see that happening.
Right now it seems like
I
Varys
think
is
John's
kind of
going
on
to pick
John's
his
side.
family, but I don't think he's going to pick the crown. I think it's going to be somebody completely different, not Dany and not John.
Varys
on the,
is very
on the throne.
scheming. He
That's my opinion. That's
Varys served
my
6.
prediction.
Didn't he serve 6 kings? He's kind of
Yeah.
like a Littlefinger.
He is like Littlefinger.
He's
Yes.
always scheming and doing something. And remember the birds? He has his little birds that he sends out and whatever, and
Yep.
whispers in people's ears. So he's always scheming.
But his loyalty is to the crown, not to any certain person.
But to the crown
To
itself,
the crown itself. So
no matter who sits there.
Well, he
Yep.
wants some. He is. You can see he doesn't want Danny to sit there.
Do you think Tyrion would sit on the Iron Throne?
I think that would be an interesting story.
You have a bastard dwarf.
He's not a bastard.
According to all dwarfs are bastards.
Oh well, I mean,
You know what I'm
with
saying?
the term
Like,
bastard, like his parents were married.
But who we don't know what his lineage is yet.
I
I
think-
know we're all
don't-
assuming. I know
I
it's
know.
so we're all assuming. But I think the big fight is going to be between John and Daenerys.
Okay.
That's what I'm thinking, because he's going to take the woman that he like. Only a few people know, but more people are going to know. So is Daenerys going to have to kill John, or have to kill Tyrion, or have to kill Varys to keep their mouths shut?
Yeah, just like Varys said, it's information.
Or are they going to bend
It's
the
not a
knee?
secret.
It's not a secret. It's now information. So is he going to use that against them? Is he going to spread these things? And is she going to have to kill Varys? We don't know. What do you think about the writing on the 8th season? A lot of people are complaining that the writing is shit. That they're getting lazy with their writing.
The writing? I think the writing is fantastic. I don't know what people are thinking.
I agree with you, Tina.
I agree.
I think that it's really good. I think that we're starting to button up these relationships, which is making a good end to the show. I think people just don't want it to be over, and they're upset with everything.
I hate
right
when
now.
people pick apart something. I mean, this was overall excellent. I mean, excellent production, very cinematic. All the stuff, the stories, the twists, the turns, it had everything. Sometimes the writing, like people go, "Oh, that's a fan favorite. That's why that didn't go by the book." Well, there's only what? It's only written up into the 4th or 5th season, so there's no book now. You know what I mean?
Right.
But when people say a fan favorite, aren't you doing it for the fans? But I hate when people get all like get weird about it or get fanboy about it. You know, all in all, it's a show. It's a show, and people are getting all in a tiff about Starbucks coffee cups and little details like that. But overall, I think it's going the way it should.
I do too.
But it's so hard to tell who's actually going to sit on the throne and what are they going to be the king of, because nothing's going to be left.
Are you thinking that King's Landing is going to get completely destroyed?
I think King Landing's going to get destroyed. I think the throne might get melted down in the attack.
Oh wow!
So what if that happens? What if the throne gets melted down on an attack on King's Landing? Then what do they do?
Well, what if they? Why does
Tina,
the
you still
king-
there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay.
Yeah. What do you think?
Well, wait a second.
Hold on.
How did the throne get in King's Landing anyway?
They took it from the north, didn't they?
No, maybe they took it from dragons.
Yeah. Do you know the story of the throne?
Well, the throne is made out of that metal that John's sword is made from.
Oh, what's that called? Valerian steel.
Valerian steel.
Valerian steel. So
Okay.
it can't melt. It's not going to melt.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
All right.
At least
So-
from what I understand, it's not going to melt.
So
Wasn't it all the
moved?
kings that or whatever the lords that succumbed to the king?
Yeah.
They handed in their swords. And
I think so, yeah.
They made a throne out. I'm not sure of the exact story.
Well, wait a minute. So, King's Landing, right? I guess that's where the king lives, no matter who the king is. So that's not Lannister property. They're only there because they have possession of it, right?
Exactly. They're from now I can't remember the castle name.
Oh, so
Oh,
kings.
that's right. They're from Castle Rock, right?
Yes, that's it.
Okay,
So-
right. So the King's Landing, because I just thought of this. Theirs is when they went there, they had a big like Colosseum where I guess they made the dragons fight each other back in the day, stuff like that. So that's why the dragons
Yep.
got kind of extinct. But that's the Mad King was there at King's Landing, so I guess that makes sense. That's not a Lannister property. That's where you.
Oh, that's what I thought it was.
That's where you live if you sit on the throne.
So are they going to burn down King's Landing?
They don't want to do it,
What do you think about? Now you saw what's her name? What's her name? Got her head cut off. What was her name?
Melisandre.
Not Melisandre.
Oh, what's her name?
What's her name? The the servant of
Masande.
Missandei.
When she got her head, I thought she was going to be pushed.
So did I. Did you think that too?
I thought the same thing.
Oh my gosh, she's going to fucking push her.
Especially when she said, "Do you have any last words?" And she put her arm on her. I'm like, she's getting pushed. But then I thought, maybe she could survive. Maybe some broken bones or
No,
something.
but can you imagine? Now, you saw Daenerys' face. Do you think she's going to go completely mad now?
Oh, she's Mad King. She's in Mad King realm right now.
I agree.
She lost 2 of her children. She
Yeah.
lost a lot of love. Her
Even
family's
before
dead.
she lost those children, she did some stuff.
Yeah, she did.
She did some
She
stuff.
became more of a breaker of chains and freer of slaves. She became more of a bend the knee or I will,
Yeah.
kill you with fire.
She wasn't like that before. Remember, she was like, you can choose to follow me and be
Or not.
or not,
Or
And
be
it
free
wasn't like-
people.
and it wasn't like you can choose to follow me or I'm going to burn you alive. That's something that happened later.
You are free, but now she became the
Yeah,
bend the knee. I think she's on the road to becoming
I
Mad
do
Queen.
too. I do too.
Who do you think's the worst person? Do you think Cersei's worse?
Yeah. Oh, of course.
Of course, I think Cersei's much worse.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, do you think it's going to be a battle between Jon and
Cersei?
Jon, Daenerys, and Cersei, and then Jon and Daenerys?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what I think is going to happen.
Yeah.
I think we're expecting a major death. I think something's going to happen.
Something's going to happen in this next episode.
It's going to be Brienne or Jaime that's going to die.
And then there's the mountain.
Well-
The mountain and the hound.
We're going to have
I was just
Quiggle
going to mention that.
We're going to have,
Yeah.
what's it called, Quiggle Bowl?
Yeah.
We're
something
going to
like
have that.
Yeah.
Why is he, did his brother push him into the fire? Is that what happened? Or they
Yeah.
pushed each other into the
Yep.
fire?
I don't know what happened to the mountain's face. It looks really terrible.
So I
The
think
mountain pushed him into the fire.
the mountain
Yeah,
did.
but look at the mountain's face. Like what
You don't
the
even
hell
see-
is going
you don't
on
even
in
see
there?
the mountain.
No, you see his
Well,
eyes that
he's-
look horrible.
He's kind of like a zombie in all sense because he technically died a few seasons ago, but that
Yes.
the hand of the king, the hand of the queen, he brought him back to life
Oh,
using
That's right. That's
magic.
right.
So
So now
I
he's
think
just a
he's
slave.
kind of
I
zombie-ish.
still don't know all the names and some that because you forget in between seasons.
Yeah.
You forget, you're like, oh shit, that's
That
right.
guy.
But Daenerys has been working on this Mad Queen role for a while.
Yeah, like when you think
know.
about that, you remember one of my favorite scenes when she was freeing the Unsullied.
Yes.
And the guy was yelling how much of a bitch she was and everything like
And
that.
his
that
language.
was
And
such
then,
a good part.
oh, it was such a good part because they didn't. She was using the servant, whatever her name was, that just died.
Masandi.
Right, as a translator. And then all of a sudden she started speaking his language.
And that's when the dragons were
And then-
small.
right,
Like
the dragons were
Dracarys.
small. Like he wanted a dragon. She had to trade the dragon, and then she was like Dracarys.
Now-
he was dead, and then she was like, "Lift up your swords and kill your slave masters."
Right.
You know?
Now, is it possible, because there's a little glimpse of it, I don't know if you saw, is there something called a stone dragon?
I don't know.
Because
I
in...
just read something today that people are saying they're surmising that Tyrion is a Targaryen, and that there might be dragons underneath Winterfell, and he wakes them up.
Oh.
I don't think it's winter.
That's what I've
I
heard.
think it's Castle Rock. I don't think it was Winterfell. It was where that big map was over the cliff. Mm-hmm.
Or Dragonstone.
Dragons.
Dragonstone.
There could be. That's if there were dragons. That's where they would be.
I can't picture Tyrion riding a dragon though.
Well, is John Fire?
Although he did get close and he did touch them.
Yeah.
Yes,
He did. He did.
That's what makes me think he's a Targaryen.
So, do you think that Jon Snow is fireproof, like Dany is? Because he's only half. You know.
I think he's ice. The whole ice and fire thing. I think he's ice.
He's the ice.
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
He doesn't ever seem to get cold.
I feel like such a geek with all knowing all their names. I'm like, I'll never know all these
I mean,
names.
think about how he fell into the water. Okay, like he fell into the ice under the water, and like somehow he survived that. And you know,
Oh yeah.
and like you get wet out there in those freezing temperatures, like your organs are freezing, and yet he survived that.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
what? How do you
I
think the
you're right,
next?
Tina.
How do you think the next episode's going to play out? Do you think we're looking at a naval battle next episode? And I'm thinking, like I said, I think it's going to be either Jaime, Brienne, Cersei's back. Not Cersei. Sansa's back at Winterfell, right?
Yes, she's there with Brienne.
With Brienne.
I don't think they're going to have.
I think the dragon is gonna head to where Cersei is. I think the whole
Yeah.
town is gonna get demolished.
Oh, you think that King's Landing's going to be dead? I think you're right because she used to be the type of person who
That would make sure the children, the
that would
innocents,
make sure
are
the
out.
children, the innocents, and the women, like she wouldn't want them to get done. And I remember when the dragon mistakenly burned up little kids, and she was like, "I'm so sorry, I'll pay you." You know, like
Right.
she felt bad about that.
Now she's like, fuck
Now
everybody.
she's like, "Fuck everybody in that whole town. They're all getting burned up."
Especially since Masandi is dead now, I really think that she's gonna lose it, and I think that Grey Worm is gonna help her.
Oh yeah, because you know what? I mean, what is he gonna do now? How is he? He's never. He had one chance at love, and that was it.
He doesn't have a penis,
He doesn't, and she didn't care about that.
right? She
She
still
just
loved
like
him
she still did.
with penisless.
Well, he did other things.
That'd be a real problem. Yeah, I
He
know.
did.
I know. Yeah, I know.
I said that was fine.
But do you see? What about Sansa? Do you see Sansa getting on the throne?
No,
Not at all.
I don't think so. I think she wants to stay in the north. She's had it with King's
I
Landing.
think he wants to stay in the north too.
Yeah, she's had it with King's Land. She hates Cersei. She doesn't want to see her ever again. Now, Arya wants to kill. She's on the kill list.
She's been talking about killing Cersei since she's been trained. She's had that list.
Yeah. Well,
So-
remember, I can't remember what person killed her trainer. Remember the guy
Who
had
killed
the-
her trainer? The guy with the curly hair that first taught her.
Yeah.
When she was talking
Oh,
about
he's
needle.
dead.
I know,
He
but who
killed him in the brothel.
Who killed him?
who killed him?
Arya killed him in the. Oh wait, no, you're talking about. He's the. He was like a general or something in Cersei's army.
No.
no.
The
He was
guy
her
with
instructor.
the black curly hair.
Yeah, he was
That
her sword
taught-
instructor.
Yeah, that first taught her how to dance.
Yeah, that's Syrio. That's
Syrio.
Syrio. He was killed by one of the generals of Cersei's army.
Oh,
So that's why, one of the reasons why that Cersei's a marked woman. Like she's on the list.
Oh.
She loved that man. And he protected her all the way to the end.
I wish.
I still think he's. I think he's the faithless man. I think he's connected to the guy who trained her.
Yeah.
Oh,
be.
that's
I-
a good point.
Yeah.
That could be.
If Bran ends up on the throne, I will kill somebody.
You know, I got to be honest. The faceless thing really irked me too.
The whole faceless religion
I didn't really
thing.
like that whole thing. You know, I think it was cool how she like put the face on and killed the guy. You know, and killed his whole army.
Oh, Gray.
What's his name?
What was the
He
guy's
had like
name?
the little girl wife. You know.
What was the guy's name? The old man who Arya put on her his face.
Oh, that's Walter Frey.
Walter Frey.
Right.
Walter Frey.
Now, did she feed? Like,
She gave them all poison.
right? But I think it was
No,
with blood.
well,
or,
she fed Walter Frey his sons.
that's right.
That's right.
I did read that.
Tina's awesome. She's awesome.
Right.
Listen, we're gonna end real quick, but listen, real quick, we're getting the Game of Thrones Monopoly.
Well, we have the trivia game. You know what? You and I would lose so bad.
I
to
know, and
Tina.
since you
We would have to be
since you live in
David
Jackson-
and me against Tina.
since you live in Jackson, we're gonna have like a
Yeah.
Game of Thrones night. Probably. Does your husband watch too?
No, he
Yes.
thinks
Then we might have a
He says, "I don't
chance.
watch that
We
fake
might have
shit."
a chance if it's Tina or husband against you and me. We might have a chance of winning.
So you have to-
There's no way we're beating Tina in the trivia pursuit.
We might.
Oh my God, are you serious? We can't remember anybody's name.
No, but what about
We would have
Monopoly?
to ask her.
I know. Well, she's like our she's like our phone
Monopoly
friend.
would be cool.
Monopoly. It's a Game of Thrones Monopoly.
That would be cool because I wouldn't
That
have
would
to
be really
answer
cool.
too many questions.
Yeah.
What we should do is get Paulie to play Tina.
Oh, that'd be good.
Paulie's listening right now.
Yeah, her son Paulie. He's read all the books. He's in Rowan College right now.
Yeah, he's
Super smart. Read
he's
all
at
the books.
Rowan University.
Yeah, and he's a little disappointed in the way the show's going a little bit, but you know he's a
Well, he sent me a meme and it had George R. Martin.
no George R. R. Martin.
Yeah. And it was like a meme that said something about the dragons. I sent
Yeah.
it to you.
I'm gonna bring it up. I'll tell you what it says, and I think I sent it to you, Tina. It says, 1 second. One dragon in recorded history has brought down from the air by a projectile, and it was 1 in a million shot. A mature dragon in the air is virtually invulnerable.
Yeah, that's the way he wrote it.
That's the way he wrote it, but then John's dragon got shot down.
But you know, you sell out to HBO and they take your baby. They take your
They take your baby.
you never see your baby
Yeah,
again.
you'll never see your old baby again. Now we're digressing, quoting Larry David. But Tina, thank you so much for all the information and sticking with us through our mumblings.
I just lost electricity.
What's that?
Oh, Jackson's losing electricity.
Oh wow! Is there a storm right now?
I was just in the dark.
Is there a storm in Jackson?
Yeah.
Oh, I think Aya's coming for you.
I saw some lightning.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
But listen, we're
My
gonna
air conditioner better work because I'm
I
having
know.
hot flashes.
But we're gonna let you go. But this was a lot of fun. We learned a lot.
Yeah.
I thought I would know. I mean, I know more than I did, than I thought I would. But you really know a lot. You're like, no, it's this person. This
I'm
person.
so glad you called, Tina, because we really wanted to talk about this, but Dave and I are really bad with names.
We're like, what was his
We're like,
name?
what was his name? We'd have to Google on our phone.
Like the guy with the beard. We're watching Game of Thrones. What guy
If
with a
you get
beard?
the chance, look at the comments on the live feed because my friend Evan posted a bunch of stuff on there.
Wait.
okay, hold on, we
We're
can
holding
see it.
on the phone real quick.
All right, hold on. She
All right,
lost her
hold on.
power right now.
Lost your power. On the live feed, you said? Is Evan still there? Let's see.
Yeah, Evan is still there. I gotta go shut my internet off and on.
All right,
so-
go do that. We'll talk to you later.
Okay.
Okay,
right, Tina, thank
bye,
you.
honey. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Why is this picture on here, David?
I don't know.
You know what it is? You put HamiltonRadio.net, and that's the picture that appeared.
Oh, damn, some black guy.
Yeah.
All right, so anyway, that's our Game of Thrones show for tonight.
Yes. All right, hold on. I want to look at this real fast.
Hold on, we're going to look at some comments real quick. Hold on, Gino.
All right, hold on. I got to turn this down.
Hold on.
I'm going to turn that down. Okay, let's
Red
see.
Wedding's my favorite.
Hi, Andrea. Jack. On this blog, George R. Martin said the throne is made by blacksmiths hammering together
Quite
half-melted,
young, not sure of age.
broken, twisted swords wrenched from the hands of dead men, or yielded up by defeated foes. Oh, that's what those swords are looking
the
like.
commissioner
Thank
of
you,
the
Evan.
Iron Throne directed that it would be built hard and not for comfort. No good king should ever sit comfortably upon the throne. It should keep a king on the edge, sort of.
Oh, thank you, Evan. The dragons are quite young. Not sure of the age for dragon maturity, but I don't think just a few years qualifies as mature. Okay, so yeah, you're right. So when George R. R. Martin wrote, no mature dragon would be invincible.
And that's
you
what
know?
Evan wrote also. Evan Brookman wrote, no, sending your light cavalry in first with flaming sticks is perfect. Don't have to pay all those actors and horse wranglers any longer. Big budget savings. On his blog, George R. R. Martin says, blacksmiths
I'll probably
hammering
write something.
together half-melted, broken, twisted swords, wrenched from the hands of dead men or yielded upon defeated foes.
Paulie wrote, Bronn literally told them Cersei ordered him to kill Jaime and Tyrion, but he's going south for her? No way, man.
Okay, that was from Paulie. Okay, that's a good point.
Okay, that is.
I
didn't
think he's
about
going.
that.
Paulie. I think he's going down to kill his sister. That's what I think. So, Tina, what else?
Evan wrote, the children were pissed because men were encroaching. The Night King was a solution that went bad, and that often does happen.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, that often does happen. You create a solution, and it gets out of control. You know. I don't think he's going for her, Jaime. I think he alluded that to Brienne to make a quick departure. Oh, that's so messed up, isn't it? So he's like, this woman's in love with me. Gotta go.
Got to go.
He bun and run.
Took her virginity.
Damn. He should not have done that. That's so terrible.
That's a typical
so
man.
do you think that Tormund would have treated her any better? Because
I think would have got sick of her
caveman
too. He's a caveman too.
I mean, and you know.
Would have lost its luster. Anyway,
Yeah.
I think we're good on tonight. But thank you, Evan and
Oh, wait,
Tina
here we go.
and Paulie for chiming in.
Yeah.
We're learning. We're getting there. We're trying to do it.
We're doing good.
We're doing
I
good?
think. Yeah, we're
Okay.
looking forward to. Maybe we'll do this in 2 weeks and do a wrap up.
We'll do a
This
wrap
was
up
so
in 2
fun.
weeks if Tina wants to come up and come on the air, or Paulie wants to come up and come up on the air.
Well, Paulie. Oh yeah. Well, it all depends where Paulie is living at that point. If he's living down at college, which I hope he will be, you know, that's too far a drive. But Tina just lives in Jackson.
I
She could
like
come
his.
over.
Keep in mind Paulie's comment real quick. Bronn literally told them, Cersei ordered to kill Jaime and Tyrion, but he's going to the south for her. He's going down to kill her, or he's so sickened by what he's become, even though he's redeemed himself. I think he's going down to stop her, to kill her, to end the to
Yeah,
end the
but
war.
remember the scene where, like the mountain was standing there with the sword,
Mm-hmm.
and he kept on pulling the sword out because she was going to order the mountain to kill him.
to kill
in front.
Jaime.
Right.
So he owes her nothing.
I know.
By
But then he
keeping her
still keeps on
alive.
going back.
He might be going down for one last ditch effort to say, "Hey, listen, don't do this."
Don't do it.
And might not have a choice but to kill her.
Maybe.
And then the mountain will kill Jaime.
I think I do.
The mountain will kill Jaime.
I really don't.
And then that's when Arya and the Hound get there, and the Hound kills the mountain.
Then who kills Cersei? So Jaime kills Cersei?
Jaime kills Cersei.
Yeah.
He goes down and try to convince her to stop.
Yeah.
So at that time, like the attack's going on, the battle's going on.
Yeah.
They sneak into the castle some back way that she goes in, some whatever.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
She gets in. So Jaime kills Cersei, tries to convince her, but gets caught in a rage, right?
Yeah.
And he kills her because she won't stop. I have no choice. I have to kill you. The Hound, then the Mountain, then kills Jaime.
Okay.
As he's killing Jaime, I think that
Do you think he's going to squeeze his head?
I don't know.
Oh,
But
that's
the
so
mountain,
awful.
the mountain's going to kill Jaime, and I think
Yeah.
at that point the Hound's going to come in,
Yeah.
and he's going to kill, and
Do
they're going to have a
you think
battle.
the Hound could kill the mountain?
They're
Because,
brothers. It's
like,
tough.
look,
He's
like
got to have a weak.
Brienne.
Why is he wearing all that armor all the time? All the time he has full set of armor
He
on,
does. Well, because I think his face is a mess.
besides his face. But what is he protecting?
Yeah.
So
maybe.
if some of that armor comes off somehow, maybe Jaime gets a hit in and knocks something off.
Oh, you mean
and that's
the
his-
Hound?
The Hound, and that's
Yeah.
no. But Jaime like swings it at the mountain as he's coming
okay.
because that's the bodyguard.
Yeah.
And then, there's a weak point exposed. You have Kriegel Bowl right there in King's Landing.
Yeah.
That's what I'm
Okay.
thinking.
All right. We'll
seriously,
see.
he's the last person
by
on the list,
time
right?
we come back, we're gonna know.
We'll be 2 weeks. We'll have 2 episodes under our belt. So you
That's
want to do
right.
another show? Like
Yeah.
another
Let's do
follow
that.
up?
Let's do this a follow
I
up.
want I want to talk to Paulie. I know he's busy with the real world stuff that he's doing.
Yeah.
And kind of go over what happened in the episodes.
All right. He should be free.
So
for that.
Tina, thank you. Evan, thank you.
Paulie took a final today, or you got a final back, A-, and he has 2 more to go.
Wow, good for Paulie down at Rowan University.
Yep.
Gino, thank you for working the boards. I think we're good, right?
We're good?
We're good.
All right.
All right, 2 weeks.
2 weeks. 2
That's
weeks.
it. 2 weeks.
Remember that from that movie?
What?
The Money Pit.
2 weeks.
2 weeks. 2 weeks. When will this be ready? 2 weeks. 2 weeks.
Yeah. All right. We're done. We're good. Oh shit.